I don't know. People, all of these people think they know me. Let me see. Hey, G-Way.
Oh, hello. Happy Sunday, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everybody.
Same to you, boo. I'm waiting
Thank
for
you.
Rebecca to
I'll
come.
be up all night wrapping presents. My God.
Girl.
That's okay. That's okay. Hi, Dirty. If my sister's dog starts barking, he's gonna bark.
Girl, it's okay. What a day.
If Aquarian comes back in here, I would really love for him to reread that poem so I can get it on this recording.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you feeling tonight, love?
Uh,
Mm,
I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah,
When holidays can be hard sometimes. A lot of busyness, a lot
I've
of
been going through it all day. I've been going through the motions all day. Miss Rebecca, can you please request a box?
well, as we gather and have people come in, this is You Are Enough, which is co-hosted by yourself and Blue. So hopefully they'll be able to come in shortly. And today we are going to continuing. It is the season finale, but we are continuing it as well. The Survivor edition.
Hi,
So,
Blue.
well,
Hey,
lady,
Blue.
are going to share a little bit about your story, some of your background as well regarding the condition of what you both have, which is lupus. And I'm very excited to have you both share your story and let us know all the experiences of what you've gone through being diagnosed with this condition, and just really bringing awareness completely to the experience of what you guys have to go through. So, real sister, thank you for restarting or for starting your live. If you don't mind just introducing yourself a little bit, talking a little bit about the show, and then really, Rebecca, if you will do the same, be much appreciated.
Okay, I am Real Sister 46. Um, Me and my partner, OG Blue Phoenix, we have a show called You Are Enough. And it's a place where you could come, you could just talk. It's a no judgment zone. Um, it's okay for you not to be okay. But just know that you are enough. Go ahead, Miss Rebecca.
Oh, well, thank you for having me on my realista. I always call it realista, but thank you for having me on, boo. And I'm the girl, really Rebecca. I host Secret Sweetheart blind date show we've been doing on here 3 years now. So um, yeah, that's the main thing that I do on here as far as the platform is concerned. Any other part of the introduction, we'll talk about it throughout, so it's all good. So yeah, yeah.
Thank you both ladies for being here and bringing awareness. Really, Rebecca, if you actually want to start a little bit about your experience, your condition, and the things that you have
No,
you
I
have
always got to
experienced in your life.
start. Damn, I'm just playing.
Oh,
I'm just playing. I'm
you
just
don't have to, but I mean, girl, we here. We might as well start somewhere.
yeah, yeah. As far as me when it comes to lupus, I've had lupus at this point, I guess maybe about, well, as far as diagnosis of knowing of it, I've had it at this point, I think about 8 years, almost 9 years, as far as diagnosing and knowing for it. So the journey for me with that actually started before that. I went through breast cancer twice. The highest was about stage 2, almost stage 3. And that's where it first started. And for me, the lupus was more of like, a medically induced thing, not really a hereditary thing for me. It wasn't something that ran through our family or anything like that. I just think between the different things that I was doing at those times and, treatments and other stuff that I was going through at the time, I really think that's the only thing that we can kind of come up with. It's like, something triggered. It's That's what's so weird about it. It's like when it comes to lupus, it's like they don't always know exactly where it comes from. You think you could like hereditarily pinpoint it, but no, there's different ways, different things, different stuff, and survived breast cancer, and then next thing you know, this time I had lupus. So, um, yeah, so pushing up to about a couple of years ago, when it came to tag and being on tag with it, I started in 2019. My first train was Halloween 2019, and my first peel chemo treatment therapy was that following week after that, and we started on that. We tried radiation, some other stuff as well too, because it wasn't just lupus for me. I was also in the stage of like pre-leukemia as well too. So it was like, I had a couple of different things going on. So that's the reason why we were able to try that chemo peel. And we had started doing that around November, and then COVID hit, and that was like the hardest part of my treatments was like having to do all that stuff, with COVID going on during tag. But at the same time too, it gave me an opportunity to be able to be on here and be with all my lovely sophisticated ratchet people here. So I mean, that's that in a nutshell. I mean, there's so many different details that I can get into about it. I mean, for me, I try to keep things light about it, not because, I'm unafraid to talk about or have the conversation of it, but because, at the end of the day, like, I'm gonna be honest, like, not trying to say that what I'm going through ain't something, but everybody got to go through something. So,
Hmm.
for me, it's like I'll have my days where the pain and all that stuff is pretty dang on bad. So you can't really, sit there and say, oh, yeah, like, hey, this ain't happening. This ain't going down. This ain't what it is. Um, but, you know, great grandmama told me a lot of very wise things. And one of them was if you're going to get wrinkles, get them from smiling, not frowning. So, you know, I that's how I am. I mask the pain. I mask the pain with sarcasm. I mask the pain with, fun. I mask the pain with those things because it's easier. And plus, most people look at me and they don't know or think anything's wrong. So 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be little booty heads towards me anyway because I have a very strong personality. So it is what it is. So I just deal with it how I deal with it when it comes to it because um sitting there for me and worrying and wondering and all of that is just I can't do it. Like real sister, she's seen me for years on here. We've been on here together for years with the conversations of and even with checking on each other when we are feeling bad and things like that as well too. And to me, that's the reason why I've never really always had, this huge stance on like saying so much about it all the time. Because like for us, it's like me, her, other people, we don't pity party each other. You know what I mean? Like we know when we have bad times, you know what I mean? But we don't pity party each other. We don't sit here and make it like, oh my gosh, it's a cry fest. Like, oh my gosh, our lives are so horrible, and we're the only ones that understands this horrible life. Like, No, we're not. You know what I mean? Like respect, we understand that, we all have our different things that we go through, but we know that we're not the only ones. And we know that, not only do we have to be strong for ourselves, but we have to be strong for those around us as well too. And sometimes you don't know who you're needing to be strong for. One of the first times I had an episode on here, she was here, and I went to try to, get the phone and cut it off and cut my live off real quick because I had to puke real fast, and that didn't happen, and the phone fell, and you could still hear it in the background, and she automatically knew what that was going on. She was like, "You got lupus." I was like, "Yeah." Like she was like, "I could see your hands. I could see all of what you was doing. Like I knew it was coming." Like, and that was the first time that I actually really kind of broke down when it came to being alive about what was going on with me. What that was because. Like I said again, especially for me, been doing entertainment stuff for 20 something years. Like don't nobody be caring about what you got going on. They just want to look at you and talk smack all the time. You know what I mean? It's entertainment. It's how it goes. So, it didn't matter, but I appreciated her for that, and me and her have been, good friends since then because of things like that. Because
Mm.
it did help me understand, like yeah, you aren't only a person, and sometimes it is good for other people to see what you're going through, not to see you, go through something that's hard, but to just see that, hey, she going through that and she's still over there trying to do her thing, and I need to find me some get no excuses going on. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
yeah. So I don't know. That's pretty much been my journey with lupus up and down. Is just, just dealing with it. Just dealing with it. Like
Where do you
not
think some of that
letting
strength comes from?
huh?
Honestly, where do you think some of that strength comes from for you? Is it knowing what the condition is and being able to, I mean, you can't really anticipate when a flare may occur, but for
Mm-mm.
you,
Oh
where does that strength come from?
no. I mean it's quite simple. It's just God within. That's all.
Hmm.
It's that simple. Like I
Simple
don't take
enough.
no credit. Cause I mean, I can't sit here and say like I know exactly what I do that makes me feel better, what I don't do that, what I won't do that will keep me from not feeling like this or that or whatever. It changes up all the time. So no, it's just God. It's just God within. I stay prayed up and but I pray with respect. I only pray for what I know that I can receive. You know what I mean? Like I pray
Hmm.
for what I know that's realistic. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
and you can you can be hopeful, but there's no doubt or fear in hope. That's my middle name. Like there's no doubt or fear in hope. So, I don't pray with hoping in a negative way or any of that stuff. When I pray that that's what it is. So when I pray, I thank God for the pain being gone at that time. I thank God for the things that it is, and that's what happens, and that's what it is. It ain't enough. I'm doing special. So I would, and I try different regimens, other things. I wish I could say it's all about my son or my family or this or that or whatever, but it's not. It's just God. It's just you know God help you keep it together. Like, and that's all that you can do. Because you have to be strong for yourself too, in order for you to be able to be strong for others around you. So I stay making sure that I keep my mind right on understanding how to be strong, how to keep love for myself, and then just make sure that I stay prayed up. Just to be honest. So
That's a very
not
honest
me,
answer.
me and I did. It just God. Thank you, y'all.
I think a lot of people really don't understand truly what lupus is. There's so many different variations of what being experienced within the diagnosis. I guess, real sister, if you want to go into your story, if there's any clarity that you might be able to provide to someone that might not know what you guys experience.
Okay. I for me, my journey was long, hard, and rough. They did not find out. that I was actually diagnosed with lupus until 2019. So I've had all kind of surgeries. I've died on the table. They brought me back. They told my mom when she was pregnant with me that she should just abort me. I mean, it's kind of hard when you go through stuff like this and you feel that you don't have that right support system. Um, I lost 4 friends when I found out that I had lupus, because when you have the type that I have is SLE. I don't let it get me down. Um, my doctor just took me out of a lot of stuff. I can't get I just basically have to be a homebody, and I'm not used to that. So in 2019 I had to turn my whole life around. It was like it was like almost I was a teenager again, trying to make a life for myself. But I'm grown. So that really, 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 really knocked me down. So man, it's just hard. It for me it's really hard because SLE it affects everything. There's like 4 or 5 different types of lupus. So SLE is the main one that they always say, hey, people die from it. I don't want to hear that. I'm trying to be positive. And some of my doctors I be wanting to switch because they're very negative. I got kids. They look at me. My kids give me strength. My mom and dad died before before they could just tell me what I had. So I have to walk with a rollator. I can't be out in the sun. And it is very, very, very hard. I sit here. I know y'all be like, "Dang, she rocking," because I'm in pain. And the pain and the struggle is real. But I don't worry about that. What makes me feel better is knowing that I can make somebody else feel better by just letting them know that they are enough. So I always know, I always say it's okay not to be okay, but you are enough. In the mornings when I get up, that's what I tell myself. Because sometimes I can't even move. I have to get my daughter to come and help me get up. So
You're
now
nodding.
I have a
You're heard a
port.
lot, really, Rebecca.
I have a port, and I have infusions. It's been messed with my heart. It's messed with my lungs. I really, really, really don't tell a lot to people, but I get in trouble by Miss Maria up here.
Hmm.
Because she tells me I shouldn't keep it bottled in. But sometimes when you talk to people, just like those 4 friends I lost, I felt that I had somebody, a support system that I could talk to. But then I was like, what are y'all doing? Well, you can't hang out with me. You can't do this. You can't do that. Okay, I'm reeling because I'm used to going to work from 6 a.m. and probably working till 6:30 and then going to school. So it's a lot. I'm just trying to not I'm trying not to be negative about any situation, but it's just that it's all negativity around me. And I can truly say that I am glad that I've met some beautiful people on the app that I can talk to and trust, just to sit and listen. I don't want you don't have to say nothing. Sometimes I be up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, just crying. I pray. I say, Lord, I'm not bothering nobody. And once again, my friend Maria, why'd you call me? I don't want to bother nobody. I feel sometimes I feel like I'm a burden because of what I do go through, and don't nobody know about it. So lupus is an autoimmune disease that your bad cells, it tears up your good cells. And I've kept it in for so long, and I'm just like, oh no. Blue put me on the spot. Now I got to tell my story. Miss Blue right here, she put me on the spot. What? Go
Well,
ahead.
I don't think a lot of people really understand what you guys really actually go through. I mean, for me as a nurse, I have worked alongside and I've been in the hospital, so I've been there with clients with patients that have lupus. Um, and it's it's nothing that I want to pity someone for, but it's also something I think that should be talked about and people should be more aware of, really, for to be, I guess, maybe a little bit more sensitive to things that we don't know other people experience. This platform should be a network where we can talk about these things, which is why I tell Real Sister, well, we had a 6 hour conversation today, call me. I can be your friend. I can be there for you when you need me. Really, Rebecca, you were nodding your head a lot. Um, I'm assuming in agreement with some of the things that Real Sister was saying. Was there some certain things that were resonating with you as well? Some similar experiences that you've been going through?
Oh yeah. When it comes down to a lot of the different stuff, that's why the only thing I could do is just sit there and nod my head. Cause me and her, like I said, we done had plenty of conversations about, like some of the different things that we go through and experience. I mean, like she said, I mean, the physical pains and stuff like that. Sometimes it's hard to get up out of bed. Sometimes it's hard to, get going for that day. I mean, you wake up and your hips locked up for no reason, and feels like your whole heart's about to explode just because you wanted to roll over and move one way to go to sleep, or you wake up in your sleep and just because you were laying there for a couple hours, now your whole body is numb as if like it can't wake back up. You know what I mean? And certain little spots you hit or do different things or whatever. Like, for me, like, I had an accident a couple of months ago, and I mean, here it goes months later, and my hand is still needing to heal. It still ain't all the way healed up. You know what I mean? Like the scars and the scratches went away fast enough. They tear up and regenerate enough to do all that, but it still ain't healed up right. So I mean, I've been sitting on live before, and people will see me, and it's the same thing. She's like saying, like, people are like, "Oh, why are you fidgety? And why are you this and this and that? You must be mad. You must have something going on. It must be something, whatever. Oh, it's your Aries." No, mofo's. It's I'm in pain. You know what I mean? I'm sitting here and I'm smiling because my teeth hurt, and if I close my mouth, my teeth hurt, like, and and my fingers hurt, you know what I mean, like my skin hurts, like, all of that stuff. Like, it's so many different things that can go wrong, when it comes to, like having lupus. Like, I mean, every day is like anything, but I mean, the pain, I'm not even gonna lie, I mean, the best way that I can describe the pain is like, it's like when you watch a movie and there's a ghost that comes in the room, and all of a sudden you see that person breathe and you can see the air. the actual air. And that's how it feels. Like every part of the pain feels detailed. And it's like you can almost like exactly feel how the pain formed. You don't even know where it came from. But it's like that detail. And mentally, it can be very challenging. It can be very depressing. It can be very, like she said, like isolated. It makes you feel like you should be isolated. Everybody has all their little things going on, and and especially when it comes to different things like that. When it comes to the mental health aspects of dealing with lupus and stuff like that, a lot of people don't understand that. They're in their own little world. They don't know what's going on. They don't understand, and there's no real words that you can put to really describe how much pain you're in at times. And you don't want to burden other people, but you also don't want to surround yourself with people that are the I am me crews too, the ones that are your friends only for the moment, or they're your friends because it makes them look good. Like I'm your friend. I'm trying. Oh, whoa, it's you. Oh, I'm being your friend. I'm trying to pity you, baby. I don't need no pity parties. I don't need none of that stuff. Like I need to not be in pain. That's what I really need. I need to not be in pain. But since I can't do that, then at least I can do is like not be around all these different energies and entities that don't understand what it is that you have going on with that. It is hard to describe sometimes. It can make it tough for you to deal with, family, with friends, relationships, because there's times where when it comes to stuff like that, if you're in a relationship, you ain't thinking about intimacy with somebody when you're in pain. Like, bitch, don't touch me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm hurting really, really bad. And then I
Sometimes you
have
don't
girl
even want to
time,
wear
and then I'm
clothes.
having girl time, and I can't even have no love life because of what I'm going through. And then I have to bleed on top of it. Like, don't touch me. You know what I mean? So, it can bring you through so many different phases of things. Like, I mean, for me, it definitely has made me more of an introvert at times, but not in a bad way, because the blessing and the curse to it is because is like when you're going through stuff like this, you empathize so much more with other people, and you want to, extend yourself out to everybody and do all this stuff all the time, even when you're in pain. Even when you're in pain, you want to be able to be there. You want to be able to, I want to be there with my friends when they're having their weddings and this and that, but they might be having their wedding on the beach and it's going to be 105 degrees, and my little behind is gonna burn up and die out there. Like I about to have a stroke, literally have a heat stroke to be out there for it. I went to one of my uncle's funerals and I had a little slight heat stroke just because I was out there. But that was somebody that I loved to death, and literally, and I didn't care if I went to his funeral and I knew the chances it was gonna take on me, and I still ended up having to go to the house and sit home with my legs locked up, like the cramps are rolling from my toes all the way up through my hips, you know what I mean, and back down, like kind of like one of those massage rollers, like it's like it's rolling back and forth in pain and cramping, like so, when it comes to different things like that, those are some of those things that people don't understand, that sometimes it's even hard to explain, and sometimes we don't want to explain. Sometimes we just need to be by ourselves and need to be in a little bubble to ourselves where we can digress and not have all the other energies around. It's tough sometimes, and especially being here, being in the streaming world, or even when I did radio, TV, all that stuff. Like I said, other folks don't care. They don't care. If they see you and you look fine to them, they don't understand what's happening in your body. And that was something that I was told a long time ago. It was called a pretty ugly disease, and I get it because it looks like everything's fine with you, but inside is literally like it's like the Hulk done went Hulk smash on you and ain't stopped. Like he's just bouncing around, and you're Benjamin, like calm down, okay? I'm gonna figure out the formula to this mess so that we can get past this bull crap. But it's like, no, no, I can't stop. Like if I stop, I'm gonna die. I gotta keep going. You know what I mean? It's like the pain is like being a tuna fish. That's the best way to describe it. It's like being that pain is like a tuna fish. Once a tuna fish stops moving, it dies.
Hmm.
And that's how the pain feels. And sometimes it's so depressing to the point where you want it to stop, even if that makes you stop, because you just want it to go away.
Hmm.
But others don't understand that. They don't understand like the depths of that pain. All they see is, hey, she got a smile on her face. She trying to keep it going. Or she's sassy and she got this and this and that, or whatever, whatever. It's like, yeah, it might be all of that, but this is what's really going on inside. And you know, and it's hard to, it's sometimes hard to not get depressed from it, and then it's also hard to not lash out on others with it as well too, because it's not like you're trying to lash out on other people. It's just it it makes you test patience. And I'm my Aries, I ain't got none, but it make you test that patience real hard. And especially, when it comes to, people of this world that just, don't get a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? When you go through certain
Hmm.
pains, there's certain levels of spirituality it takes you through to even just sit through those moments. Like, if you don't know who God is, things like that lets you know. And I wish that it didn't, like, things like this didn't happen to people like her or me or other folks to go through it. But how they put it, like Spider-Man, all them little comic characters and stuff. I do feel like it's true. Like with great power comes great responsibility. And I just take it like this. If I can handle all of the stuff that's happening inside of my body, anything that's happening out here with these little animals out here, they call themselves humans, I can care less about. If it ain't then that's trying to grow me, I really don't care no more. Like respectfully, I don't. I don't care about people's entitlements. I don't care about people's attitudes. I don't care about where people think they are, aren't, want to go, want to whatever. Baby, if you know who you are, what you want, then good for you. That's half the battle. Now figure out something good to do with it, and do something good for somebody in the process with it, and that's it. Like anything else to me is uncivilized. Like at this point, especially dealing with these types of things, it's like, people don't understand. Like it's a lot more out here. It's a lot deeper things out here going on than half of the things that we even think about on a daily basis. Yet alone the main things that we should be focused on when it comes to having children, wanting to have children. The whole notion of why we procreate, why we marry, why we this, why we that, why any of the things are what they are. Like all the whys are right there inside of you. you
Hmm.
know why starts, why ends with the why, and you starts with the why. It's you. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Yeah.
it's you. So but it be tough. It's like it's tough sometimes, and that's why like even like for me, like when I stream, I have to get up and bop and bang sometimes. Like I just pop my arm. I'm a little joints be all whenever if I sit too long, I be doing stuff too long, or I have to make sure like I always keep something to drink with me, water, juices, something or whatever, because I get dehydrated a lot. And depending on what I have to take, sometimes it can make me really dehydrated. I have dry skin already, so it can make me even drier, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. So, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot that, we do have to go through. That's why I was just shaking my head with a lot of, because me and her and I had plenty of conversation. She had came there. I'm like, girl, if one more person say one more thing to me in this lie today, if I can't just go ahead and hit this goal so I can get my ass up out of here before I cuss out everybody, like with they previous little things that they got going on and then they feel like it's going on in life, like literally my eyeballs hurt, my eyelashes hurt. Like I cannot care about what they got going on right now when your eyelashes hurt. When it hurts to blink, it's like, hold on. Am I breathing and it hurts? It does. Okay. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, what are y'all arguing about? What is this about? And how much of this goes towards my goal of this week? Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Okay, no. It gets to that point sometimes with stuff. It's like that's why for
Mm,
me, I worked so hard for so many different things on here because I'm like, if I'm gonna sit here and be in pain and go through all this stuff, I'm gonna be in pain and do some stuff that makes some sense. That helps with some stuff. So how many other people
my
can get a
lord.
feature show besides me? How many other people can get top badges besides me? How many other people can, you know, go and have the opportunity to be across different platforms, do all these different stuff besides me? Who else can do it too? How many people can I bring along with me? How many people can do this too? Let me focus on that. You know what I mean? So we got our days where no matter how strong we try to be about it, we're gonna be sitting there crying our butts off and we're gonna be in just in some pain like it ain't nobody business. You know what I mean? But
That's right.
that's what I try to harness into it. When I get mad and I get angry at what I'm going through, because you do, you get mad, you get depressed, you get mad. It's why me? Why me? Why did you do this to me? And you know, from the things that actually been able to take that energy and focus it into, now I understand why. Because sometimes like when you do have different energies, and I'm not saying that this is true for everybody, and I'm not saying that it's okay for us to go through what we're going through and all that stuff, but some energies do need to be like, what's the best way to put it? Some energies do need to be tamed because when you have somebody with untapped energy and no understanding of it, anything can happen. Anything can happen. And I really feel like a lot of us got chosen because of different things that we have going on within us. That
Mm,
if there wasn't nothing to help rein us in, ain't no telling what we could have done to the world.
mm. Very
So
powerful
that's
statement.
how I look at it. And I look at it in that aspect to keep in mind for myself. Like when I'm really, really, really feeling bad, when I want to literally snatch all of my teeth out of my mouth and I done bit all my nails off my hands because they hurt. You know what I mean? And I'm going through that, or even like right now, like I've been having heart pains and all that little stuff. Like even when I'm going through that, I'm like, look, listen, even what we're doing right now, this is an opportunity for somebody to hear. Somebody got to hear it. And sometimes I'm not even talking to nobody for nobody else. I'm talking to folks for me, to be honest, because I need to hear it. And the great thing about looking in the camera is just like it is in a mirror, there's a reflection and I can see myself. And when I see myself and I see myself feeling bad and I see myself feeling sad, that's when I be like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm getting in bad bitch mode. Let me get cute. Let me get myself situated. I be like, look, release up, my sister. Let's go. Let's get cute. Let's do something. We gonna bop around. We gonna have some fun. I'm gonna get my behind up, and we gonna do what we gotta do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I always keep something purple around. I'm always knowing what's going on with me. But just like this, I don't let it feed me. I just let it water me. You know what I mean? This it
Mm,
don't feed me. It just waters me. And I let it water me the way that I need. Because what I learned is, with all liquids that you put in your body, you can put intentions into it as well too. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's why I drink a lot of water. I pray over mine. You know what I mean? I know every time I drink my water's gonna do something good for me. And
mhm,
that's why I keep it like this. So I have a reminder every time something happens, every time my skin get a little dry, it's okay, baby. That's what that retinol and all that's for. You know what I mean? That's what that moisturizer is for. What that K2 at, baby? I got that K2. We good. You know what I mean? Like, no, 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 we gonna fix that. No. I ain't feeling good, my throat hurt, this and this and that. That's okay. I'm gonna drink my little water, mind my business, and we gonna be all right. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it helps to be able to see yourself here in this camera and like I said, and keep yourself out of that state of pity and putting yourself down. So many times I put myself down because of all this stuff. Because honestly, I troll trolls. I can care less what anybody else say, but it's me. You know what I mean? I look at myself and I have those moments where it's like, damn, my skin is looking a little weird today. And now I'm splotchy here, and I got hives all over my neck and arm and chest, and I'm itching everywhere. And I had to take 5 Benadryls, and people are like, "You ain't passed out?" No, don't know why, but Benadryl keep me up. Like I take 5 Benadryls, I'm up for 2 days. You know, some people, if somebody took 5 Benadryls, they probably would think that they was dead and have to pull them up out of the coffin. Like, they was just in a deep sleep. You know what I mean? Not for
Mhm.
me. Thank you, Lorenzo. So, when it comes to me, when it comes to this stuff, like, that's why I said I understand where she coming from. That's why I couldn't do that, but just shake my head with someone, because it's like there's a lot of things similar that we all go through with things, but then we all have our different things that we do go through as well too. That is kind of unique to us, and that's what makes this whole situation like interesting and weird too. You know what I mean? Because there are certain things that we can all say that, okay, hives or this or that or whatever, little things, but the way that they all get triggered and what happens for heat for me is the same for cold for somebody else.
Right.
Or maybe it's that in between or whatever, like certain temperatures, certain everything. It's all different for us. You know what I mean? So I think that's the one thing that's so weird about it, because even with me, like they said mine was more subacute at first, but then it got worse. And it got to the point where stuff was starting to shut down on me. So they're like, well, maybe it's full SLE, but you don't have the this and this and that for you. Don't have like I didn't, like they do those little antigen tests and all that little mess and whatever. That stuff don't tell them nothing. They don't tell them nothing. They don't know no difference between if you got lupus or arthritis. You know what I mean? Like from that stuff. Like it's really that stupid. You know what I mean? Like and you have to sit there and sadly like get treated like a guinea pig with medicines to try to figure out how to keep you alive. I mean, at this point in my life, I probably have personally out of my own pocket spent, I know, at least $500,000, if not more.
Mhm.
If not more, in treatments.
You looking for answers or
No, in treatments. In
you just
treatments. Because
treatment?
they don't, every state is different, every place is
Hmm.
different, everything, every insurance company is different. Everybody don't take care of you the same at all.
That's right.
And some of the different states that I went in and out of, no. Like, you think you got really good insurance until until your butt mess around there and get lupus or something happen, and then you don't learn what that insurance really do. And most of it don't do nothing. Nothing. So then you have to go through states or go through all of that to sit there and try to set up and do different things. And then they take a long time. You need an answer right now, but your appointment's not for another 3 weeks. So what am I supposed to do? Sit here and stress my ass out to death before I can make it to the appointment? You know what I mean? Before you could tell me what this mean or that mean, like you having to do that. Like, they have different rules and stuff when it comes to stuff qualify for disability, this and that. They all tell you that everybody don't qualify though. And it's been
Hmm.
forever. I've had lawyers and everything, and even with all the stuff I've been through, you think that I would have qualified? No, I don't get that. I'm still able-bodied to them, and to them
Really?
it's still, it's like, well, no, you made it through this, you made it through that. Like they basically want you to be saying that I'm at home, I can't move, I can't do nothing, I'm pretty much bedridden in order for
Hmm.
you to give me this. And if you are in that state or in that, then they've got you so freaking drugged up it don't make no sense. Like,
I wouldn't let him do
and
me like that. I wouldn't let him give me all that medicine.
I didn't either.
You're not gonna have me
They're
sitting
not
there
going to.
feeling like I'm shaking.
Mm-hmm.
No, no,
I,
no.
I stopped that. After a while, I stopped that. Hey, Mook. Hey, Nancy. Hey, y'all. We talking about lupus, y'all. But yeah, but no, that's what I'm saying. Like when it come down to that stuff, mm-mm. They weren't about to do all that. I started trying different stuff. You go through those different things. You try the holistic methods. You try all those other things, and some of it'll work for a while, and some of it won't. It's like you just playing. You just going back and forth. But the one thing that I learned about all of it was, at the end of the day, which made me feel better overall with dealing with lupus, and when it came to doctors, is understanding, the main principle of what they do. They practice medicine. All right. They don't make it. They don't this and that. Thank you, Lorenzo. They don't do all this extra stuff. When it come down to it, they practice medicine. And once I got that notion in my head and got my emotions off of my shoulders and you know kept it in mind, it made it a lot easier for me to not want to like blow up facilities because I'm like, how much money did we just spend? And I'm spending how many thousands of dollars? And now you saying none of this work? And then now we got to do something else that's going to be thousands and thousands of dollars. And how many pieces of toilet paper do you think that I have that are made out of $100 bills?
Hmm.
Right, right.
Like, it don't be like no little bit. Like I want to try this new medicine for you. Okay, well, insurance only covers so much of it. And then how much is it for you? Oh, it's going to be $406 a month. What?
Mm.
Like what?
It
And
might
then
not
this
get
is
you any
supposed to do
closer to
what? This supposed
anything.
to just this just supposed to help that one little thing that y'all think is messed up because of the last pills that you gave me. So you want to sit here and get this to try to help that, but it ain't gonna help that. And then you take the chance of you might die afterwards. The what in the world? Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, we're
So
always being told there's no cure for it. So my doctor, my rheumatology doctor, he said, well, I'm not gonna tell you that you have such and such amount of time to live. He said, I want you to live. So I got a
oh,
port.
shoot.
Like I said earlier, I got a port. He wanted me to try some medicine, and it's working. And I also take medicine for my lungs, and I also take medicine for my heart. So it's just a lot. I can't remember what type really Rebecca has, but mine is SLE.
Mine is SCLE. Like they feel like it's like subacute or whatever, but it's like I don't know. It's like it's not full, but it is. I go through a lot of stuff, but some of the stuff that you've had, we're not. You know what I mean? We don't go through those same things. Like some of it hasn't
Right,
went so far up head wise for me and different things like that. So
right.
yeah.
I do know that sometimes I just don't. I really don't. I'm sitting here. I Yes, that the pain is real. Sometimes I feel that if I could just sit in my birthday suit all day long, I would. Even the little slightest touch, sometimes it drives me crazy.
You said even putting clothes on hurts, right?
Yes, for me it does. I don't know how for really
Right.
Rebecca. I don't know how it is, but for me, some days I just don't want to put on nothing.
Shoot. I want to be in bed, butt booty naked, like they said. Butt booty naked.
Right.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, are you both moms?
Yes.
Yes.
What was that experience for you?
As far as what?
Being pregnant.
I had a my first pregnancy, it was real, real rough. Um, I went through, gosh, I went through falling episodes when I was pregnant with him. I had to have my lungs pumped out because they were full of fluid. Nobody could tell me what was going on. So on the day that I was supposed to have him, his heart rate was going down, and I died on the table. So they brought me back, and when I got pregnant with my middle baby, she was a preemie. When I had her in the same year that I got pregnant with her. So she was born in 2000. With her being born in 2000, she was supposed to be born in 2001. Like uh January 14th. So I had her December 19th. So now she's 23. And my son is 26. Um With my last baby, I don't know what happened. My blood pressure
One
was
second, y'all. I'm coming right back.
100 over 100, and they thought I was just out of there. The doctors had gave up on me. They told my mom, they said no, she's not gonna make it. But here I am,
Mhm.
and I owe it all to the man above.
Amen.
And to this day, I can't. Well, they don't want me to do it because my left side is very, very weak, and I go to physical therapy, so it could, I guess, just they can help me get it, back to being a little strong.
Mhm.
Want me walking up the stairs. I feel like I'm an invalid sometimes because they don't want me doing all this stuff, especially when COVID came out.
Sure.
I still got to wear my mask.
Ooh.
I'm sure
I don't know
the
if really
safe
Rebecca
factors
still
in the
wears
room.
hers, but I wear my mask.
Yeah, I keep them all the time.
Mhm.
Because any least little cough, any least little thing, if they cough in their hand and they touch you, I can be sick for days.
Mhm.
With a little common cold, it could be just for days. And I sometimes, when they first told me my diagnosis, or that's what, I don't let it get to me because I just tell them, because he always saying, man, other people come in, they cry. I'm not saying I don't cry because it's hard. I'm not saying that I don't cry, but I'd rather do it in the privacy of my own home.
Yeah,
So,
I know.
you know, my children, they come, they say, Mama, it's gonna be okay, it's all right. And I ask them, how do you know? You don't know what I'm going through. I wouldn't wish this on nobody. It's just a lot. So, they told me if I would have known back then, because I've had all these symptoms all my whole life, just to get to 2019 and almost die on the table once again from a surgery. For them to tell me, oh, okay, well, you have SLE, your ANA is positive. You have SLE. When I first met that doctor, he said, you have kids? I said, yes. People with lupus can't have children. I said,
Mhm.
well, what a mighty God I serve.
Amen. It's really like one of the reasons why I asked because it's very rare for someone with lupus to have children, but then there's plenty of testimonies of women that do. Um, the two of you being part of that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
What
know. I mean, they say that it's rare, but I don't know. It's like so many people that I know that have lupus that have children, but I mean, I don't know. But I think that's just part of some of those things that they don't really know everything about. You know
is
what I mean?
doctors practicing and not knowing,
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
had
And it's
me
like
mentioned before?
they're still. It's not like they ain't trying, but it's like they just don't know. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And because every female that I know of, like I don't.
As children.
Yeah, they all have them and multiple
Same.
kids. And if anything, maybe stuff happened when they were pregnant that kind of made them understand and realize certain things, or if it didn't, it happened after that gestational period. You know what I mean? And you know, there's stuff like that. So I mean, you know,
It'd be easier to say that the complications can be
yeah, it
higher
could be. I think that
compared
if
to the
anything, if they
possibility
should
of
say like
not
that
existent.
you're more high risk, but
Right.
if anything, to me, it's about the same difference as saying like the high blood pressure, low blood pressure, different things
Hmm.
like that. I can understand that, but for them to sit there and say like you can't have them at all, to me it's crazy because even right now, even with all the treatments that I've been through and everything, like I've been through three different like bouts of chemo treatments, two different bouts of radiation treatments, and a whole bunch of other pills and potions that I don't even know what they were. You know what I mean? But even with all of that, I'm still fertile. I'm still very,
Mhm.
very fertile. I'm high fertile. For me being 38 and geriatric, I have high fertility. And it's so crazy. You would think that with all the stuff that I've been through, it wouldn't be like that. Like my cycles are horrible. Like I'm really fertile. Like my cycles are horrible. Like leg lock up and all that before any of the lupus stuff kicks in. And if anything, I think they be just trying to balance each other out. Like, girl, okay, you was having flare ups right now. We gonna leave you alone, cause girl, that red girl that's coming through, whoo, that bitch gonna part you apart real quick. You know what I mean? So they kind of take turns on me. You know what I mean? Like she come a couple of she come a week and the lupus hit me the rest of the month. They do give me a break here and there, but
I thought they took that from you.
what fertility?
They stopped mine. In
Mm-mm.
2013, I had a partial hysterectomy because for me, I was bleeding out. I
Hmm.
had to have a blood transfusion.
Now, have I had those really huge, like those really like nasty, like sore, painful DNCs and stuff like that? Yeah, I've been through that, but I've never had to have a hysterectomy. Even my mom has had a hysterectomy, but I didn't have to have one. Like I said,
Mm.
I'm fertile. Like I can still have babies. Like
Girl,
I don't
I
know
was
what it is.
too on the
Yeah,
pill. They
yeah.
seen the pill
Well,
in my
maybe they
system,
keep
and
hearing
I
it that.
still got pregnant. I said, "Oh no, we can't keep doing this. I love my life."
But what was so crazy about it for me is like for me, birth control and stuff like that is the opposite. Birth control and stuff like that is stuff that's always made me really sick. Like I'm like, you can give me this and this and that, but if you give me too much estrogen or too much of this, then I can't handle that. But I can handle all this other stuff. Make it make sense.
Mm.
Okay, so have they told you that you can't take like some of the shots that they give you, it be a live virus? You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Have they
yeah, like
told
I
you that you
never I
can't take
never did I never got COVID shots or any of that. I haven't taken flu shots in a long time. None of that stuff. But the only reason why we didn't do some of that, a lot of that kind of fell on the times when it was time for me to re-up for a shot. Like if it was flu season time, it was time to re-up on flu season shots. That's when my stuff flares up and kicks up on me more. So they just saw it like why add onto you at that time while you're going through stuff that's already ripping your body apart.
Right,
You
and then adding
know what
on
I
to it.
mean? And then you add on to it because I've had so many people argue with me and fuss with me even about the COVID shots. Like, why did you never get the COVID shot? Well, dude, I was doing chemo. Like, I'm already getting ripped apart. I don't need this doing it too. Like, what you think that
right,
pure
right.
COVID is gonna do when my body is already ripping itself apart, and then the
Mm.
medicine is ripping me too? Like, that's gonna kill me. Like, oh yeah, I'll take that if I just want to go ahead and die today. That's what I'll do. You know what I mean? Like, but I've had people, even some folks that, a couple folks in my family, they were like, oh no, I used to be a CNA. Boy, if you don't sit your CNA head ass down, I used to be a this and this and that.
Right,
You
right.
need that COVID shot. Even one of the deacons at the church, my aunt has lupus and she got her COVID shot. And I said, well, is your aunt on chemo right now? Like, no, like, what do I look like doing this? I've had, and that's what's so crazy about like dealing with stuff like lupus. Like, you got to argue with everybody about every choice that you make for yourself, for your body, like, and what's happening with you. And I'm like, look, my doctors that practice medicine, they said, girl, you do that, then might as well just draw the X on your eyes yourself. You know what I mean? Go ahead and pick your stuff out. Like it don't make no sense for that. So I did what I felt like was right for me. So, I had a lot of flack about that and people telling me how I was putting myself at risk. And I'm like, well, you put yourself at risk every day when you wake up and go to sleep. I can
Mm.
have my house immaculately clean and head to toe, everything else, little air travels from outside, and then boom, I'm sitting in there with COVID by myself. You know what I mean? Like, don't that happen with regular colds? Ain't that how allergies work? Ain't that how a lot of that stuff work in the first place? So what, you know what I mean? Like, I still wear masks a lot of times, especially if I see people out and they do I'll be like,
Right?
let me put this mask on real quick. You thought I was playing with them K9. I still got them KN95s. You ain't about to play with me. You know what I mean? But when it came down to it as well too, I didn't, I didn't get so deep into it where, I just felt like I can't go outside with nothing on at all, like all the time. But for me, I've always been like a hands germ person, all of that stuff or whatever. Like the only nasty thing I'll do is bite my nails because my hands hurt so bad sometimes. Like I have to pull like fake nails off and stuff like that. Like I can't wear them. They hurt. It feels like weight on you. And it feels like
Yes.
they're like digging into your hands. Hey Landon. Hey y'all. So that's the only
Yes,
reason
it
why like
does.
sometimes like I can't do it because it hurts. And then that's why I end up biting my nails off too, because it's like that hurts. And then now your nails hurt. So now you're just taking it all off. Like everything got to go. You know what I mean? Like I will bite my nails until they hurt because literally all of it has to go. Like, and it's that bad. And I got some big old teeth. So there's, they slice through them things. You know what I mean? My little thin
Not the
nails.
chompers.
Yeah,
I
I
was
got
gonna
them
ask you,
bugs.
ladies, before we come to inclusion and Aquarian, if you're still in here, I would love for you to reread that poem, if you could. But, ladies, what current treatment are you going through right now? Um, and if none, what did you most recently try? Was it successful?
For me, I was on a shot that I had to give myself in my stomach, and it was helping with the pain, but it was just hurting the other parts of my body. And it was causing me to just lash out at people and lash out. So, with them trying to take 12 and 13 tubes of blood every day, or every time I went to the doctor. So now I got to do it every 6 months. So I am on a infusion. I go and I have a port in my chest, and that's how I get my medicine. Um, and it seems to be working, but I still be in pain. It's like you got to work from, how people say they work from payday to payday. So for me, it feels when I do get my infusion, I'm working from that time. I'm trying to feel better from that time till it. I got to go back and get me another one. So as of right now, they're trying to find me another solution for the problem.
Yeah.
They don't want to stick me in my arms no more. They don't want to stick me nowhere because they said my veins are small. So with this port that I have, I don't mind showing it's right here. And instead of them hooking it in my chest, they had to put it in my jugular vein. So yeah, it's kind of different for me. It's new. Rebecca,
Are you in any current treatment right now, Rebecca?
Oh, my bad.
And Aquarian, if you're still here, if you can request the box real quick, love.
hi Blue.
Hey y'all. Hey y'all.
Thank you. Rebecca, what is your treatment plan you going through now?
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad, y'all. I'm like sitting here multitasking. All right, my bad. Because I was like, I had already was supposed to be on here, and then I was supposed to be on here, and then I'm like doing all this. Right now, as far as all this concerned, I have like two pills that I keep like as backup. One helps with like when I'm going through certain like skin stuff for like my hives and stuff like that and whatnot. And then another just in case like I go through those little possible like now like when I'm having little heart palpitations if they get too bad and stuff like that. It's more so for my heart. But other than that, the only thing that I've been doing is just really like making sure that I'm watching a bunch of different things, like watching what I'm eating and how I'm doing that, because that does help me. It does affect me. It does help me out to make sure that I'm getting my little vitamins and different things that I need, and make sure that I'm keeping that going, especially my D and all that stuff, because I don't be outside all the time. But between that and the nutritional plans that I've been on the last year or so, I've actually gotten a lot better within the last year and a year and probably about 3 or 4 months. I've actually been able to gain 18 pounds and maintain it for the most part. Minus like two little flare ups that brought me down maybe about 6, 7 pounds one time, maybe 8 or 9 pounds one time. And I just had to deal with those little flare ups as they came. But I've been like the main thing has just been trying to like make sure that I'm doing stuff to like keep my body active, but not overstimulate myself. So even with workout and all that stuff, like a lot of the low impact things, but stuff that helps with cardio, to help with keeping regulation of my heart and all that little fun stuff. But for me, it's been like I want to say probably like the last maybe year, not in a half, but like year and some change. Like it's been better since the last bouts of like that pill treatment, the pill chemo treatment that I had, because that was for not just lupus, but also I was in leukemia mode as well too. So it helped with both. And but it helped with the treatment of the leukemia, and it helped with some regulations with my lupus. If anything, the main thing for me treatment wise is staying on top of my mental. I'm gonna be
Mm.
honest, staying on top of my mental health, because no matter how much you do or don't do, if you don't, if you can't find it in you to like believe that you gonna make it, you
Very
won't.
powerful. Very,
So
very powerful.
every day is the main thing. That's the main thing is my mental. Like I start my day off with thank you God, thank you, thank you, thank you every single day, so that no matter what, I know that I had that. I could wake up on my last birthday. That could be my last birthday that day. I don't know, but at least I'm gonna start off thankful, and because I know I'm gonna start off in pain anyway, so I might as well thank God for the pain to be able to make it through it another day. So I start off that way, and then just try to work on some of the physical. Sometimes it'd be hard to keep up the exercise and stuff, which is crazy because I used to like play sports real heavy when I was younger, and that wasn't nothing. But it's hard to keep up the exercise sometimes. But I do try to, and if I don't, then I try my hardest to at least stay active. And
Mm.
a lot of that just helps from like getting those little moments where you get stiff and all that little fun stuff too, because I do get stiff a lot. But that's pretty much it. Like right now, I don't have any serious like course treatments that I'm having to do. I've been to the a good space where I can do checkups like once every 2 to 3 months now. And it's been like that probably for like maybe the last 8, 9 months, which has been
Bless you.
good. So and bless you. And but those are the main things that I've been going through lately. So it's been better. I have my flare ups, but overall, I don't have a hard, huge like regimen like I had before, where I was taking
Sounds
eight,
like
nine
something that
different
hurts.
pills and doing all this other stuff. So it's gotten
I just
down to
wanted to
like
thank
two.
you, lady, so much for sharing your story, sharing your experience, and bringing some awareness to what you guys are going through um, every day, because it's obviously a struggle. Um, Sorry, I thought I heard my name. I really wanted to capture. I really wanted to capture the poem again, Aquarian. I really do appreciate it. And Blue, of course, if you wanted to make the exit,
All right, sure, sure. I'll do it again because I
appreciate
through listening to the story, like it also relates to Rebecca too. So so it's just something simple that I wrote. I'm not a poet or nothing. Like this is the second poem I ever wrote. I just want to do something nice for you, real sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I say this poem is called "You Are Enough." The path is long, but you, my dear sister, you are strong. Waking up every day and still being able to keep a smile on your face. You stand tall above all that looks to destroy you, and no matter who tries, they can't avoid you. The infectious personality of love exuded from a tired shell that can sometimes seem battered and useless. But even as others share their pain, you battle through it, maintaining a smile to hide your pain and suffering every day. So humble, so proud and pure, knowing that path is unsure. We cherish you, we love you, and we respect you, real sister. The smiles you create, the feelings you embody, feeling like all this time you couldn't trust or tell nobody. The manifestation of goodness is within you, and all this time I had no clue. So, for all you do, my dear sister, we are learning that we are enough, and the source of it is you. You are enough, and it is okay to not be okay. For when it's all said and done, you will rule the day.
Thank you. I
So,
love it.
That
Thank
was
you so.
beautiful.
blessings to y'all. All right, I'm gonna go
Blessings
ahead and
to
get up.
you.
Go ahead, Blue. Blue.
Hmm?
Go ahead.
But what? I don't have anything to say. I'm just glad to be here because it's been acting crazy.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you is too, boo. I know that'd be frustrating sometimes when we have to do this stuff, and it can be frustrating, but it's all good. Y'all did great. Y'all have a good show.
Blue, you don't have an affirmation statement?
No, because I knew we had the surprises, so I wasn't doing the affirmations today because you were supposed to have the song and the poem, and then I didn't. I don't have the affirmation. I mean, I just
Yeah.
know to say it's okay to not be okay. You are enough. That's all I was gonna say.
You know, it feels different when you have your own words thrown back at you. That feels very very different. So,
Thank you, Corey.
like I said, I'm just used to just telling everybody that they are enough, and it makes me feel better because I can tell somebody that they are enough. It makes me not think about the pain that I go through.
Hmm.
So yeah, I do thank you. I really do appreciate you, Blue, and you too, really, Rebecca.
Oh yeah, you know, boo. You
Don't
know, boo.
forget, I know where you would be hiding at, and I'm
I
coming.
know. You know
I'm
I be.
coming.
You know where I be high. You know I be high. But no,
And
but
listen,
I
if you ever
appreciate.
want me on your show, Rebecca, I would love to be on it. I need to find me a sweetheart.
Yeah, let me know. Like, I mean, we got a whole new year coming up. You know what I mean? So, any of y'all, if anybody is interested in being on the show, let me know. It's open to everybody. Shout out to everybody in here. G Way, if you still in here, bash G Way. Their part.
I know
Hot
that's
fast
right.
you real quick.
Hey, bash G Way. Aquarian
It's
Soul. I
my
hit you with a
sister's
high as well
sweetheart.
too. I host a blind date show, but I also like to have different people come in. You have poetry. I've had poets. I've had singers and puppets and all kinds of stuff. So what I mean. Just if you're ever interested, let me know. And it's open to anybody. Anybody that ever wants to be a part of it, just let me know. But when you let me know, just be consistent about it. You know what I mean? If you tell me one time and don't say nothing else, I might not remember, But if you want to do it,
You
then
might
let
have to
me
pop
know.
in her stream
Hey,
and remind her. I've had to do that a couple
I
times.
know, and it's okay. And I promise you, I'm sorry, but you know what I mean? And it's
Okay.
all good because I'm really trying, you know what I mean? But I run all of it by myself. So, It's a lot trying to keep up with everybody all the time. So, but I'm
I
here
understand.
and use me the right way. It's a great opportunity to get out there and get seen. So use me the right way. You know what I mean? Like so.
Well, I
Mhm.
personally want to say thank you for coming. I know sometimes sharing stories are hard. As my co-host been telling y'all all day, I've been putting her on the spot.
Yeah.
Because she does like to help people, and that was how You Are Enough came about. Since it is the season one finale, You Are Enough came about because she helped me. She's been helping me figure out I'm enough, because a lot of times I don't feel like I'm good enough. Like, I just had a whole I'm not good enough moment because Tag would not let me be great and honor my co-host. But so I wanted to help her help other people, and so that was how the show came about. And we do it together, and we go about it together. No, you have that backwards, sir. She keeps us from killing you. Anywho, um,
Like
herself included.
don't be getting
Hello.
on nobody. Don't be having nobody having to come beat you up. Because if they elbow you, I'm a duck. I'm gonna be like, I don't even know what happened. I think I saw some. Hey, it's cooking
But
Everybody
so I
gets
just
season.
want to say
on
thank
me.
you. Mm-mm.
It's cooking season. That just let you know you got that good stuff going. They got that good food
Everybody
going.
gets on me. G-Way is the my CEO. So when you go in his live, the first thing he says is, "Did you eat today?"
Yeah.
No. Ooh, mm-mm. I tell him no, I ain't eat, and I get chastised for not for not eating.
Let me get this too. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
All right. So yeah, I don't eat. That's another harsh thing that I go through with the lupus. I don't eat. Um, I didn't eat today, so um, sometimes when you talk to people, or if somebody asks you how you're doing, or if they ask me how I'm doing, I just be like, I'm fine, knowing that I'm not fine. So sometimes I just tell people, when you ask me how I'm doing, I say I'm fine. If the key thing is to ask me if I'm feeling okay. How are you feeling today? Then I'll answer you. So that's just a little food for thought. Yeah. But I do thank y'all for coming out to You Are Enough. Even though we had little technical difficulties, I do appreciate y'all for coming out. Um, I don't normally like to tell my story. Yes, my she just put me on the spot. And I was just like, you want me to do what? You want me to get up and
She
tell
tried to back out, y'all. I wouldn't let her.
what? Man, I even said, ooh, and I know I shouldn't have said it. I said, I hope that I have a flare up. I did. It's ooh, I did. I tried so hard to get out of it. I tried. I didn't answer my phone. Mm, 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 mm. I did have a flare up, but it wasn't from nothing that um I had missed one of my treatments. So that's what my flare up was from. So I take both my shots and my treatments, my infusion together now. So yeah. Thank you, CEO. I love you too. Um, let's see if Blue's coming back. Would any of y'all like to get in the box and uh talk just for a little bit? I'm gonna stay on for a little while. If you would like to get in the box.